Hello there, Sarah from 17 once again. This is my Marvel Spider-Man spectacular difficulty video walkthrough. This is the Heavy Hitters mission, and it is a double boss fight against Scorpion and Rhino. So a couple of things to bear in mind here. I would recommend using as much traversal as you can to build your focus bar for when you get to this fight, because the higher your focus bar, the more damage you'll do, and you can also open with some takedowns and skip almost the beginning phases of these fights. Additionally, you want to have your suit ability ready and available, because if you use the quad damage ability that I like so much, you can end this fight very quickly. That being said, I don't know if I'm going to use the quad damage on this battle. I think I'm going to save it for the end, and at the point when I use it, it's not really even necessary. But just know that you can use it, and it's a really good ability. It's probably one of my favourites in the game, because you know me guys, I love damage. And the boss itself is kind of completely fine. I've never had too much trouble with it. You just have to moderate two different enemies at the same time while punishing them equally, or focus on one and then focus on the other. In my opinion, Rhino is the easier of the pair, because he's one of those people that has a very predictable moveset. If anything, Scorpion's the guy that might catch you off guard, even though he's pretty simple too. So the strategy that I implement is I focus on Scorpion first, and then I go and finish off Rhino afterwards. And if you do it this way that I do it, I believe it's probably one of the easier methods, just because Rhino seems to be way more easier to control than what Scorpion is, because when Scorpion attacks you, he has these other attacks that he can do as well, which makes it really interesting. Even though it's the same attack, it's actually quite fast. And if you're wondering why I activated my power just then, it happened by mistake. Apparently I was being a bit too heavy with the controller and I wasted it. And one thing you're not going to see is me waiting and hopping around the world for 2.5 minutes for the bloody thing to regenerate for this fight, but that's definitely what I'm going to do. So you'll notice how I don't have quad damage and I'm moving towards the mission. Well, when we get close to the mission and it zooms into the fight, you'll notice it's filled, because I swung around all the lampposts for far too long to do that. And I recommend you do the same, because it'll make the fight a lot easier. But I like this fight a lot, it's really fun. It's not as good as the Vulture one, because the Vulture one's just so spectacular, but it's still pretty spot on. And it begins with this. So the first thing that Rhino's going to do is charge her. You want to wait next to these droppable devices and then drop them on top of him. Then press triangle and go into your combo. Doesn't matter what your combo is, just feel free to hit him a bunch of times until you come away from him, and then move to the next object to drop on him and repeat. And that's all you do, guys. Just keep dropping objects on him, keep hitting him. Try and get your timings for the critical hits, but because these are preset combos, it can be a little tricky to time them unless you've seen them a few times. And then here is the second phase. So immediately Scorpion is going to be firing jizz at you, so fire jizz back at him in a nice jizz battle, and then go into the triangle, go into your combo, and put as much damage on him as you can. But listen out for Rhino and watch your spider sensors to know when he's coming, and then just keep on hunting the Scorpion to get him on the ground. Hit him with a bunch of web, and then when he falls, do the same thing I just did. And I think he'll only take maybe 2 of these to stop him from being a problem. And make sure you dodge his attacks when he comes down like that. And it can be quite tricky to see where he's gone to, so be careful when he jumps away. And do not stand near the poison. The poison is a lingering hitbox. But there he goes, he's on the ground again. Couple of punches. There's the execution, feel free to do it. I don't know if that's enough to put him down for good, but you'll see when he doesn't get back up. So he jumps away. He isn't done just yet. Yeah, he's still kicking. We've got Rhino throwing things at me. I have no idea how that didn't hit me then. That was a very generous hitbox, but I'll take it. And then I web him up with the impact web, which is the quickest way to do it. And then I activate. And you see there? I punch him once and he falls down, done. Because that's how tired he was. And then I go into Rhino and kick him maybe 2 or 3 times and the fight's already over. That's the end of it. How crazy was that? I didn't even engage Rhino. It's so strange, but I don't know if that's quad damage or if it always happens that way. But that is a fun fight. That's the end of it. Thank you for watching. You take care now.